He had a series of minor rock hits in the 80s, but it wasn't until he went to Hollywood that he truly learned to score. From Boingo to Burton, this is the musical journey that made Danny Elfman a left-turn legend. That's next on Track by Track. Hey everybody, my name is Kyle, and this is Left Turn Legends on Track by Track, a series where we look at some of the biggest names in music and examine the moment when they abandoned their signature sound to do something completely different. We've got a great story to dig into today, but before we take that left turn, do me a favor and left click on subscribe. That way you won't miss future episodes, album reviews, and much, much more. In the history of rock music, there's been many cases of artists achieving fame and success in one particular genre before making a shift to something new and different. In most cases, that left turn rarely achieves the level of success of their previous endeavor. But in the case of Danny Elfman, it was actually the musical career change that made him a legend. In the 1980s, Oingo Boingo was a quirky new wave band that released a string of modestly successful albums. The group was led by Danny Elfman, but it was actually an act that evolved from a theatrical ensemble founded by Elfman's brother Richard during the 1970s, previously known as the Mystic Knights of the Oingo Boingo. When Richard Elfman left that group, Danny took control and shifted the act to a more rock-oriented sound, infused with elements of ska. 1985 was the breakthrough year for Oingo Boingo. Their fifth album, Dead Man's Party, generated a trio of successful singles. The title track, as well as the band themselves, was featured in the film Back to School. And of course, the song Weird Science was the theme song for the film of the same name by legendary teen comedy director John Hughes. Although tie-ins to movies went a long way toward fueling Oingo Boingo's modest mainstream success, Hollywood had bigger plans for Danny Elfman. As director Tim Burton was about to launch his filmmaking career with a big-screen adaptation of the cult TV hit Pee-wee's Playhouse, Boingo fans Burton and Paul Rubin, aka Pee-wee Herman, thought Elfman's quirky musical style would be a perfect fit for their eccentric comedy. This, of course, would mark the beginning not just of Danny Elfman's career in film scores, but also a long and ongoing cinematic partnership with Tim Burton. Following Pee-wee's Big Adventure, Elfman continued to write scores for Burton's blockbusters, including Beetlejuice, Edward Scissorhands, Mars Attacks, and Big Fish. But it was probably two other Burton-Elfman film projects that truly catapulted the rocker-turned-composer into the ranks of music legends. In 1989, as Tim Burton was about to reinvent the modern superhero movie franchise, he brought in Danny Elfman to set an appropriately epic musical tone. Batman was a massive success on every level, ushering in a new era of action movies and cementing both Burton and Elfman as Hollywood heavyweights. Then in 1993 came the stop-motion animation classic, The Nightmare Before Christmas. Although Tim Burton's name was over the title, Danny Elfman's fingerprints were all over this movie, and so was his voice. Not only did Elfman write the songs and the score for the film, he also provided the singing voice for the iconic main character, the Pumpkin King himself, Jack Skellington. Of course, Elfman's scoring career extends far beyond his partnership with Tim Burton. He's contributed scores to dozens of other hit films, including Dick Tracy, Men in Black, Spider-Man, Good Will Hunting, Justice League, and even 50 Shades of Grey. And by the way, the theme music to the long-running animated TV series The Simpsons, he wrote that too. Danny Elfman has earned a Grammy Award and 2 Emmys for his compositions, but remarkably, he's never taken home an Oscar or a Golden Globe, despite multiple nominations. For me and many other fans, one of the most exciting moments in the ongoing Danny Elfman musical saga has to be Halloween 2015 at the Hollywood Bowl. It was there that Elfman's musical worlds finally collided. The show was a live, staged performance of the music of Nightmare Before Christmas, featuring guest voices from the original film and Elfman himself singing the role of Jack Skellington. For an encore, former Oingo Boingo guitarist Steve Bartek joined Elfman on stage for their first performance together of Dead Man's Party in 20 years. It was the perfect ending for a wicked evening of music and the perfect full-circle illustration of why Danny Elfman is a left-turn legend. Once again, my name is Kyle, and this has been Track by Track. If you like this video, please be sure to give it a thumbs up, plus check out some of these other videos below that I think you might also enjoy. And of course, be sure to click subscribe, because true music fans always want new releases the day they come out. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time.